All right. What's up, everybody? My people, Manhattan, the Boogie Down Bronx, Queens, all the way to Staten Island, and for this video, Brooklyn. Back at it. It's gonna be part two into the greatest of all time entry on Jay-Z. Okay, now that was the early part of Jay-Z's career, 96 and oh 03. That's the part that made him a legend. Now we're gonna go to kind of like the middle, second part of his career. Second part of his career, like oh 04 to oh 04 about 2013. When he was like an executive, president of Def Jam, and he was putting people on, and he was still dropping music, good music at the time, but it wasn't the same as it was before. Okay, and this I was starting with the main guy, his most famous prodigy being Mr. Kanye West. Because Kanye West, who's a producer for a long time, was he producing in the late 90s or 2000s with Jay-Z. He has production credits on the Blueprint album and Rock La Familia, the Dynasty album. And all the tons of other Rockefeller artists and Jay-Z artwork, Jay-Z projects, but and then he released his own album, College Dropout, which is a legendary album, in 2004. Okay, and I already did a greatest of all time series on Kanye West. You can check it out on my channel. I'll probably put a link to it in the description. But yeah, Jay-Z definitely put on Kanye and took Kanye under his wing. And with all this versus battle shit going on, like I said, the versus battle, Jay-Z, Kanye, Wayne, and Drake, those guys can only really battle each other. Nobody can really touch them. Nobody really on their level. There's no disrespect to anybody else, but Jay-Z, Kanye, Wayne, and Drake, they also have to battle each other. It's really all going to be Master vs. Apprentice, because all three of those guys, and this may piss some people off, but Kanye, Wayne, and Drake are all Jay-Z's sons. Okay? Jay-Z's the master, and they're all the apprentices. Okay, kind of same with Kanye and Wayne are Drake's masters, and Drake's the apprentice. Wayne and Kanye are contemporaries, but yeah, back to this. Jay-Z definitely put Kanye on. Of course, they did the album Watch the Throne in 2011, which I enjoyed. It was a very good collab album. It was the last real Jay-Z project I listened to, and I thought was very good. Very good to basically damn near great. A lot of people say 444, but I'm going to get to that a little later. But yeah, Jay-Z definitely deserves credit for putting on Kanye West. And Kanye, of course, we saw, like I said, the greatest of all time video I did on Kanye West. We'll leave a link in the description. We saw what he went on to do with his legendary career until their unfortunate falling out. Shame. Now, here's another person Jay-Z put on, that being Miss Rihanna. Miss Robin Fenty, aka Rihanna. Okay, Jay-Z signed her to Def Jam in 05. In 05, she released her album Music of the Sun, and Rihanna's career skyrocketed. Especially in 2007, which was, her legendary album, Good Girl Gone Bad, Of course, the legendary song, her legendary track, Umbrella, or iconic track, Umbrella. And then the other song, Take a Bow, which, of course, Umbrella had a Jay-Z feature on it. And, I remember hearing shit about how Jay-Z was sleeping around with Rihanna, even though, and people remember, when Rihanna got introduced to Jay-Z in 05, she was like 16, 15 years old, so that had been big trouble, but, we're going to leave that alone. But yeah, Rihanna, Rihanna's another branch on the tree of Jay-Z. Okay, another person he's put on, the legendary artist, Rihanna's become a kind of a legendary, iconic R&B singer in the aftermath of being signed to Jay-Z. Gets put on by Jay-Z in her career. Okay, I'm a big R&B fan. I miss R&B. I said at one point in my life I was more of an R&B guy. Usher, Chris Brown, and yes, even Rihanna. Not ashamed to admit that. And Trey Songz, but then I liked hip hop. Okay, and now R&B's kind of dead. And I've said before, Drake killed R&B. But people may say, what? Yeah, he did. But that's another video for another day. But yeah, Rihanna's another person that Jay-Z deserves credit. Here's another person Jay-Z kind of put on. That's Rick Ross. Okay, Rick Ross signed to Def Jam in 06, released his album Port of Miami, which is a classic album to me. And has a hit single Hustling. Every day I'm hustling. And of course, Jay-Z gave Rick Ross his own little imprint label, Maybach Music. And Rick Ross became a superstar in the aftermath. And of course, we all know the Officer Ricky stuff. We're gonna leave that alone. Okay, we're talking about Rick Ross. But another little fact about Jay-Z and Rick Ross, and I'm not gonna really go in depth about this, but they had a song together called Mason. They made a song together called Mason, because around that time, that's when Jay-Z started getting hit with accusations that he's in the Illuminati. He's an Illuminati. He's a Satan worshiper. He's a Lucifer worshiper. All this devil worship shit. And they made that song kind of Mason kind of troll the public. Man, check that song out if you want to. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But yeah, Rick Ross is another superstar that Jay-Z put on. Okay, now here's another superstar, dare I say, legend in the making, icon in the making, that Jay-Z put on, Mr. Aubrey Graham, aka Drake. Okay, Drake's spoken glowingly of Jay-Z ever since he's been out. How Jay-Z influenced him. And Drake is definitely the Jay-Z of his generation. Top artist, music mogul, business mogul, making moves, business and other forms of entertainment, the NBA. Of course, Drake's an ambassador for the Raptors. Jay-Z was a 0.000001% owner of the Nets. Not trying to clown Jay, but that's what it was. He had the 40-40 club. Drake's done his thing with the Raptors, Kawhi and DeMar DeRozan and everything. Drake's obviously a big time Raptors fan, so Drake's definitely the Jay-Z of his generation. But yeah, and of course, I think there were rumors that they had beef, a little falling out, a little tension, but they seem to be all good now. All good. And recently, Drake did a song. He was in the Mossy Projects in Brooklyn, and he drove by, and he was paying tribute to Jay-Z. And I remember I heard about that from my friend. He said, "Hey man, Drake in the Mossy Projects in the style, bro." I was like, "Really? Like dead ass?" Like, yeah, son, dead ass. We we hopped in his car and we drove up there. And of course, Drake was gone by then, but I remember hearing about that shit when he was in the Mossy Projects. But back to this, yeah, Drake's a superstar and an icon, legend in the making. The top artist of the 2010s, in my opinion. And he of course he's was put on by Jay-Z. He was another one of Jay-Z's sons. Kanye's his son, Rose's his son, Drake's his son, Lil Wayne's his son, and Rihanna's his daughter. Okay, now of course when Jay-Z was doing all this, he made his little comeback in 2006 with Kingdom Come. I didn't really want to go into that because, well, we all know how badly received Kingdom Come was, and he had a bounce back with American Gangster. 2007 had the song Hello Brooklyn with Lil Wayne. And of course, it was inspired by the Denzel movie, American Gangster. And then in 2009, he released this project, The Blueprint Part 3. Okay, The Blueprint 3, which is, my second favorite Blueprint album. And The Blueprint, obviously, there's only three. The Blueprint 2, which is a double album. And I don't like double albums. I can't finish them. They're too long. But that sounds unfair, but it's true. Then The Blueprint 3. And this had the songs, Empire State of Mind with Miss Alicia Keys. And Run This Town with Kanye and Rihanna. Kind of all. Like Jay-Z was at the height of his comeback. Kanye was at the height of his career. Like I said, Kanye and Wayne was a joint monarchy from 2004 to 2010. Rihanna was also kind of at the height of her career. I mean, this is 2009, so this is in the aftermath of the whole Chris Brown situation. Okay, yeah, and Empire State of Mind, of course, was a big hit. I think he won a Grammy for Best Performance, Best Rap Song Performance. And it was big here in New York. Everybody was banging that shit. Even I was. I was banging that shit. My pops, my friends, we was banging that. You know what I'm saying? I know it's kind of, not hardcore, ghetto, Brooklyn anthem, but still. It's a New York anthem, and that was cool, good enough for me. But this was definitely a good song. People may criticize it. I don't care. I really enjoyed it. The good song. And obviously, this is LeBron James, Jay-Z and him had a falling out a couple years back. But, back when they was cool, those two were inseparable. When LeBron was on the Cavs early in his career, and then went to the Heat. LeBron was in one of Jay-Z's videos. Like I said, LeBron used to hang out in the 40-40 club with Jay and Beyonce, and every time the Heat would come to play the Brooklyn Nets, Jay and LeBron would be talking with Jay and Beyonce on the court side, of course. Courtside talking and whatnot, and then watching the Heat beat the shit out of the Brooklyn Nets. But yeah. But yeah, like I said, of course, this was at the time when Jay-Z, people made me like, oh my God, Jay-Z owns the Nets. Jay-Z owns the Nets, and he was rocking the Brooklyn Nets gear. He had the hats, the jerseys, obviously number 4 for his birthday, December 4th. I'm saying then it got revealed. And Jay-Z had owned the Nets from back in 2003 when they were still the New Jersey Nets. And of course, he's the main reason they got moved to Brooklyn, which, ever since then, it's kind of, I'm gonna leave it. That's another story for another day. But people know what's happening in Brooklyn. people, New Yorkers know what's happening, all the gentrification and whatnot. And ever since the net, especially here in Brooklyn, ever since the Nets came. So, you know, so it's a gift and a curse. You know, the curse. Obviously, here's Jay-Z with the New Jersey Nets. Holding up the New Jersey Nets jersey at the draft, I believe, when the Nets had a lottery pick. Here he is again repping more Brooklyn gear. So Jay-Z's definitely been a real business mogul, you know, in terms of running a music label, dropping music, putting on artists, signing artists, you know, the Rock Nation sports agency, Rock Nation's label, 4040 Club, and being an owner, part owner of the Brooklyn Nets. Okay? And here's Meek Mill, one of the artists that Jay-Z's closely affiliated with. Now this is now Jay-Z now in recent years has become more like a social activist, woke kind of dude. Especially after the whole Kaepernick shit, you know, wearing Kaepernick jerseys, rocking Kaepernick gear. I remember a couple years ago they were trying to get Jay-Z to do the halftime show. He declined it. And I think the NFL learned what power Jay-Z has, how much clout he has in the sports world. Because I remember that year, the Super Bowl was in Atlanta. We all remember that fiasco. People were talking about they should get an Atlanta artists like Usher or the Migos or Outkast. I personally wanted to see Outkast, but that's just me. Usher had done it years ago, and the Packers steal the Super Bowl. But yeah, and then they tried to get Rihanna to do it. Maroon 5 tried to get Cardi B, but they ended up getting Maroon 5, Big Boy, and Travis Scott. And that was just a whole fiasco. But it really shows, and of course in the aftermath of all that, the NFL makes a deal with Jay-Z. I think they realize, the clout that he has. But we're gonna, okay. No, I was gonna make this part 3, but I'm trying to wrap it up right now. Okay, obviously here's Jay-Z with the story of OJ, the story of OJ video. I'm not black, I'm OJ. Okay, and look, I already went over that OJ shit. My Go Woke, Go Broke, Coons Have More Fun video. I'm gonna put that in the description. You know what I'm saying? So people to go see. I'm really tired of that OJ. People ride on OJ. Okay, now here's his 444 album, which people say is his best album in a while. This is an instant classic and everything. I enjoyed it. It was okay. It was okay. Maybe it's because I'm stuck with that old Jay-Z. The Blueprint. Black Album, Reasonable Doubt style Jay-Z. That's the Jay-Z I like personally. Okay, here's obviously Jay-Z with Roger Goodell. Now, when this first came out, everybody called Jay-Z a coon and a sellout. He betrayed Kaepernick and all this bullshit, All this bullshit. Look, I don't buy any of this woke shit, this pro-black bullshit, you know what I'm saying? The Black Lives Matter, all this crap. Black Lives Matter don't give a fuck about straight black men. Okay, they sell you that themselves. On multiple occasions, they've told you that. Okay, but you dumbasses are too stupid to figure that shit out. You're too stupid to figure that shit out. But obviously, Jay-Z's aligned himself with them to enhance his image. But it's funny because for all you who know anything about the Jay-Z Nas beef, that's one of the reasons that's one, bullet he used to fire at Nas. That's one thing he used to clown Nas about. Nas was a conscious rapper, woke rapper, and Jay-Z, of course, was the hustler, rapping about making money. Now, Jay-Z, is rap about some woke shit, conscious shit, and Black Lives Matter and all this crap. Why? Because, now it's more profitable to be woke. But I'm gonna have to do a video on that. I've been thinking about doing a video on that because I'm really sick and tired of these athletes coming for the old generation of athletes. The 80s, 90s athletes. I kind of touched on that in my Go Woke, Go Broke video. Okay, now try to wrap this video up. Okay, let's look at the legacy of Jay-Z. Jay-Z is probably the biggest superstar to ever exist in hip hop. Talking about internationally, business mogul, music. He's probably the biggest superstar ever since. He's kind of like the Michael Jackson of hip hop, dare I say, the Elvis Presley, Frank Sinatra. He's compared with the Frank Sinatra. You could definitely say that. Well, kind of have that mobster persona, gangster, smooth ladies man style, to him. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z definitely one of the top 5 rappers of all time. He's in my top 5. I think he's in any hardbody hip hop heads top 5 MCs of all time, top 4, however you want to say. You might have him as a GOAT. Do I? No, I think that's DMX, but that's just me. That's just my opinion. Okay, and look at 96. Look at Jay-Z's career. 96, Reasonable Doubt, classic album. Hard Knock Life Volume 2, classic album. Blueprint, classic album. The Black Album, classic album. He's put on all types of superstar legendary, not just regular dudes, but look at, Rick Ross is a superstar. Rihanna's an R&B icon. Drake's kind of becoming a legend icon on his own. Kanye West become a music legend in his own. And of course, Beyonce. Of course, Beyonce's been around. She was an established star before, before Jay, of course, with Destiny's Child. But when they linked together, both their careers kind of, well, especially hers, went up and up and up and up, man. That's where you get the Beehive from. But that's where you get the Beehive from. But that's a shit show. The Beehive is, but put on legendary artists, has legendary songs. He's influenced and changed the game in so many ways, man. Being a music mogul and hustler. Hustler now, he's a billionaire. He's a hip hop billionaire. People say it was Dr. Dre, but now they're saying it's Jay. Look, whoever it is, look, whatever, it doesn't matter. Jay-Z's a billionaire, okay? And that's an amazing story coming from the Marcy Projects in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. We come from nothing to something, you know what I'm saying? Selling dope on the street, to a hype man for Jazzo in the 80s, to trying to break through in hip-hop in the early to mid-90s, to breaking through. Of course, with some help along the way, here's him with the legend himself, Biggie Smalls. Legend himself, Biggie Smalls. Okay, well, for Biggie, Jay-Z, who knows where Jay-Z would be? He had he gave Jay-Z the nickname Iceberg Slim, and they were supposed to do. And they had a group. They were supposed to do like a group project called the Commission, and the song Brooklyn's Finest that was on Jay-Z's legendary album Reasonable Doubt was supposed to be on that album. The Commission, unfortunately, didn't happen because Big passed away. So, you know what I'm saying? How do y'all view Jay-Z? Is he a legend? Is he the GOAT? Is he top 3, top 4, top 5? If you agree, like the video, subscribe. I'll be Young Brother Grow on YouTube. If you disagree, comment down below. Who do you think the GOAT is? Who do you want to see a video on? My next edition of the Greatest of All Time series, you know what I'm saying? Legendary albums, legendary songs, influential person in hip-hop. Like I said, biggest superstar probably ever exist in hip-hop. Him, Ice Cube, Tupac, all types of dudes, man. I'm talking about superstars, guys who transcend just hip-hop itself. But Jay-Z's damn like pop star, rock star level, you know what I mean? Or at this point, you start saying rap star. Tupac transcended hip-hop, you know what I mean? Ice Cube transcended hip-hop, and I did the Greatest of All Time on Ice Cube. I'm probably putting a link to it in the description. But yeah, man, what do you think, man? Is Jay-Z the GOAT? If you agree, if you agree, you know what to do. All right, and he did it all coming from here, repping the Marcy Projects here in beautiful Brooklyn, New York. But overall, beautiful New York City, because it's 5 beats versus everybody, all right? So I'm going to see y'all.